Hi, I'm Mabel with Music Felon. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Andy. I'm the drummer in Commando.
I'm Honey Mahogany, one of the singers.
I'm Van, I play bass. I'm Travis, I play guitar.
And if you could use 3 words to describe your music, what would they be?
Unapologetic.
I have to say queer.
Aggressive.
Those are 3 words?
We're out of words.
No, make it 4. Make it 4.
Okay. Zany.
There you go.
Okay. And do you have any routines that get you pumped up before going on stage?
I do like a good stretch, just drop down into the splits, but you got to be wearing the right pants, you know what I'm saying?
I'm usually frantically setting up drums, just like frantically trying to screw everything in before like the start time, which is extremely not calming.
I'm usually frantically helping Andy screw drums together. I hide from Andy.
What's the hardest part of being in a band?
All the divas.
That's also the best part of being in a band. I don't know. I think it's all pretty.
I think we all agree. The best and worst part are
Yeah, the best and worst part.
What's the biggest lesson you learned when you were a teenager?
I mean, being a teenager is when I started playing music for the first time, like, and took it seriously, and had actually had teachers who were telling me like that music was a thing that was more than I thought it was, and kind of pushed in directions that were exciting. But yeah, I think that was like the thing that's most relevant to now. Like, I think I learned a lot of lessons after being a teenager, but that's the one that kind of stuck with me the most to like here.
I think just being yourself is the most important thing, because you don't want to be friends with people that you have to change yourself to be around. So yeah, being yourself and embracing who you are and meeting people who actually like you for the person that you want to be and who you are. So I think that was the most important thing I learned as a teenager. I did in high school. I did. I started early. Capricorn, very grounded, earth sign.
I think the thing that I learned kept getting reiterated over and over and over and over again is that things almost never go according to plan. And I'm going to reiterate the message about music and friendship, because that was like the first time in my life, like when you realize that like, oh, there's another activity I can do with friends, which would be to start playing, and had a lot of people that were really interested in listening and then trying to do the next thing with it. Best lesson ever.
And which of your songs has the most meaning to you?
Well, we only have one of the singers here who has.
We all have opinions.
What's your opinion?
Is most meaningful? I mean, they're all. I do want to talk about like Honey, your song while we're, because the way our band is, we have 5 singers and each of them sort of like quarterbacks a different song, and everyone else is a part of it, but like they're the lead in that song, and they kind of decide who sings what and when and how, and like I love your song so much, and it's like for so many different reasons. It incorporates everybody in really fun ways. It's so like out of the box for like what I've ever done. But yeah, can you talk about what your song is a little bit?
My song specifically is called What It Feels Like for a T-Girl. It's based on my experience just sort of walking around as a trans person, as a black person, just in San Francisco, and sort of the discrimination that you face, but also sort of, hitting back at people who, want to make you feel less than, and just embracing who you are and celebrating that and waking up to the fact that you're amazing. So that's what my song's about. I will say my favorite song on the album, it's really hard because there's a lot of good ones, but the one that's most fun to sing is probably Breasticles, which is another song about being a trans man but also having breasts, and that's okay.
Okay, and do you have any dance moves you like to do on stage that you could teach me? Any of you?
Oh my god.
So like I'm drumming, so I don't get to, but I mean this one, I just hit stuff sadly, but
I mean, so when we do backup, there's generally like variations on a two-step, really, which is really easy. So it could be anything like, like this. Like we do this a lot, but then sometimes we do this.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes we do this.
Oh, there's that one. Oh yeah.
Right, that's
an essence.
one dance move, and it's the one that you request. I have one dance move, and it's the one that you requested, which is like that's the only one that I have, and it's at your behest.
You should teach her that one. You should teach Mabel that one.
Teach me it.
Yeah, which one? The one that he was talking about?
Yeah,
Sure.
Really, it's not a move so much as there's a part in my song that we all breathe together and go, and so we all sort of do some sort of move. Some people go like this on that, like a, so we could do that. You want to do that? Really just like a shoulder and like a pivot, like that. But you got to do the ha's at the same time, so it's, ready to do it faster? There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's so fun. I don't get to actually do that on stage because I'm drumming, and I've always wanted to. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes. Thank you guys for letting me interview you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.